three, two, one. You're done when I see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done when I see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done when I see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done when I see. What it is, I know y'all miss me, man. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here I am, homie.
Welcome to another edition of Nikki B and Friends, episode 54. Wow, is it episode 54? What up, friends?
I thought it was 55. I don't know.
What up, friends?
What's up? What's going on?
Nothing too.
What's going on?
Nothing much. How's everybody week going?
Ooh, I'm glad it's over for me.
So far, so good. It's almost payday, so.
Amen. You got that 20 I'll let you hold?
I got about 1950 for you.
Are they protesting where you guys are?
Yep. They tore downtown Raleigh up, and we got curfew now. So if you out past like 8 o'clock, you might get stopped.
Yeah, they've been doing that too. Go ahead.
You know, I just got back to Detroit Saturday. I was in Minneapolis when it all happened. So they were.
You was right there when it went down?
I was right there when it went down.
Pictures and everything.
Man, you saw the dude on the ground?
No, I didn't see that. No.
Oh, okay.
But I did go to the site, where he died and everything like that. The Target that you guys see on social media, that's the Target that we shopped at. And I literally was there the day before they looted and everything. But anyway,
he gonna say he was there the day before, like he didn't get them. But go ahead.
Oh no, everybody was like, "Let me get some TVs." I said, "Man, I think they out of them right now."
Yeah, but you get the small stuff, and that white tee looking crisp,
ain't it though? It's still got the fold creases in it.
I got the necessities.
Right. He grabbed him a whole bunch of pack of t-shirts.
Yeah, boxing drawers.
Listen, what nothing left but white tees and Trident gum. But yeah, so of course they rioted there, and then here in Detroit, I think tomorrow they're doing something on Belle Isle. They've marched up Gratiot and everything, so they've been protesting.
Oh, okay. So they protested here, came over close by me, not in my area. I'm real close to Indiana in Chicago, suburb of Chicago. So they shut it down, streets blocked off, like our Walgreens, everything. Like they're like, we're not playing, y'all not coming over here. And then Indiana, they shut it down. You can't even get on the highway in Indiana.
Oh, wow.
They were sending people home yesterday. Like my friend who don't work from home, she got sent home early. It's been bananas.
Wow.
It's crazy, but they went and tore one of our malls that don't even really have nothing. Like every time I go in there, I'd be like, I feel like I need to bring some clothes in here.
Don't bring them merchandise to sell.
Right. And then they go in there and tear it up. They at the shoe carnival.
You know it's bad. They at the shoe carnival.
At the shoe carnival. Just gotta be getting something.
On the news here, I was watching it from home. You could hear somebody in the background like, "Let's go hit up the champs." Really? Are y'all really?
Hey, look, some Jordans came out Saturday. I was trying to see if somebody had a 9.5 of them.
Shut up.
Yeah, the funniest thing I seen was a brother coming out, which ain't funny, but he was coming out, with people running in the stores with bags, and then garbage bags, meaning I'm going to fill it up.
Oh yeah,
but he came
early tonight.
He came out with like some boxes of shoes in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Why somebody snatch a box of the shoes out of his hand and ran?
Nah, it was this. I think it was a Abercrombie store. Two people went in there. One dude came out. He had a box full of stuff. The police smacked it out of his hand. Behind him, a girl came out with T-shirts. She saw the police, dropped it, and took off.
Like, but it's so embarrassing because they don't even realize, like, when they're doing that it's taking the focus off of what they really, what we're really supposed to be focusing on is this man's life. So of course the news always look at the bad part of it. So of course they focusing on them acting a fool. And it's just the whole thing is just unfortunate.
Very much so.
So I was gonna write the young lady name down and didn't. So I'm on Facebook yesterday, and then I see a young African American lady who clearly wants to work for Fox News. Well, she was really young too. She's on there talking about that she wasn't going to say anything at first, but she couldn't hold it back. She had to say something, and that she not going to act like Floyd was a good guy, and just started going in on his criminal record, gave us the whole history of every time he was arrested.
Candace Owens?
I don't know. Probably so. That sounds right, but I don't know. I just remember Candace. But she did all of that, and I was just like, sis, why you feel like you got to do that? You must just want to work for Fox News or something.
That's all it is.
I don't even get it to, and then to keep saying, I don't justify what the police did, but you steady tearing his brother down. Like, even if you feel that way, this ain't the time. I don't even think nobody even trying to portray him as a hero. No. So I don't know why she felt the need to do all of that. And it's just unfortunate, that we feel like we have to go to such an extreme, like he don't have family and kids, and it was thousands of comments, and somebody was like, he was a hero to his kid or whatever. She went on to say, but what if he was a deadbeat dad? It was just unnecessary. So but out of respect for the situation, let's go ahead and do a moment of silence for George Floyd, because it was still a really tragic and sad incident. So, a moment of silence. Okay. So, all right. So let's get to talking about what we talk about every week, which is Insecure. What y'all think?
Shanny, you want to go first?
First of all, how many times did y'all watch the episode?
So I had to watch it twice. Today was the second time, because the first time I watched it, I was working. And I had a customer in one ear, and I'm trying to listen to Lawrence and Issa in the other ear. And I had put the customer on hold about 3 times, so I couldn't keep putting him on hold to listen to the show. So I had to listen to it twice. Dang customers getting in my way.
Do you know that you bouncing that ball that we can hear it?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We keep telling you your mic is loud and we hear all your background. Now I hear me. Shan, how many times did you watch Insecure?
I only watched it once. But I was thinking the other night, like, I feel like I want to go back through like season 4. and just watch from the beginning. I just feel like it'll hit different if I do it that way.
Okay.
Like I just really I can't believe the place that they at. I just really need to take it all in one more time.
Right. So me myself personally, I watched it twice too. And I watched it twice because I enjoyed the episode so much.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed their banter, how they can go back and forth with their little corniness and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that episode, and I think that like they said afterwards, that it was like the perfect time for them, because then it was like really we hadn't saw them, that they hadn't grow, but watching them together and how they could see the new person in the other, made it really, really it was a really good episode.
Yeah, I was happy to see them two together.
I was too, and I'm glad that they got that conversation put on the table.
Definitely. I feel like they needed to have that conversation, or at least Lawrence needed to say his piece,
Do y'all have some people in y'all lives that y'all feel like it's some conversations or maybe some unfinished business y'all got with them?
Yeah, I do, and this with you. You're screaming. I tried to send you a message to say that you were screaming.
I turned my volume all the way down.
Last week, you sound like you were screaming. So I don't know if you need to bag your mic up, turn something down, but that's the conversation I need to have.
She just said, "This is Shirley, and I'm coming to you woman to woman."
Can I stand him?
What song was that? I'm dead. I'm coming to you woman to woman. That is so funny. But
yes, I actually had that. Well, there's two people, and out of the two people, I've had that conversation this past summer.
How long had it been since you guys had talked?
We broke up. I don't know when we broke up, but it had been a while. But we're friends. We had been friends for a while, and she just hit me up out the blue and was like, "Hey, I really need to talk to you." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
He was like, "If this girl tell me that this baby mine after this many years."
Listen. I started doing real quick math. I pulled out my air chalkboard and carried some ones. But it was cool. We both got to say our piece.
So child.
And
I was gonna fake my death and go to Cuba.
I hate you.
Really? Because we all know that brother who didn't get that call that be like, "Yeah, the other dude got tested, and then you been how 11? She 11.
11.
Man, I only hit that once.
Listen, she know him, so I don't think we should break up a good thing.
So back to the show. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and then I think which is what they want you to do, and then I don't think that they're gonna let it happen. But then you just root for them, especially like with her making a comment of like, I'm the stuff now. You missing out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm glad that she's even stepped up to say she didn't want to go. You know what I mean? Because if she would have left, who would have known what would have happened? You know what I mean?
Right.
So what y'all think about Condola calling and
I think Condola is pregnant. I do. I think she's pregnant. She kind of was like acting like she needed to talk to him like right now, kind of being a little bit of a bugaboo. And I feel like it's because I feel like she's pregnant. I feel like that's the thing that she needs to tell him so bad. What y'all think?
I have no idea. Because I think
Well,
my last little theory, I was wrong. So
what was your last theory?
something about, remember when they stepped out?
Oh yeah, you said
Yeah, I
Lawrence
was wrong.
blocked Issa's number. Or
Yeah,
something.
so
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I think anymore.
So I say, so when I'm watching it again, the first message just said, you said that you had time Tuesday, but she was trying to rush it, push it up. So I know Lawrence wasn't sleeping unprotected.
Yes, he was.
With Condola?
I feel like he was. I feel like that's the plot twist to this, that Condola gonna be pregnant.
Or she want to be with him for real.
Or that she made a mistake breaking up with him, or however they broke up, and that she really do want to be with him.
Yeah, but I don't think if you was Lawrence, after like all of that, you make me happy and I'm so happy. Like you could clearly tell they both were really happy, and we haven't seen Lawrence happy in a really long time, and Issa hasn't been happy this whole thing. You know what I mean? She been stressed getting that little, getting stuff together and all of that. But to see both of them so happy, you just know they ain't gonna give us what they want though.
No,
for them to get back together.
They gotta throw a plot twist in there.
So the plot twist is what Shan said. Maybe he want to be with Issa, gonna be honest enough to say he want to be with Issa, but gotta say Condola's pregnant.
And I'm rooting for Lawrence. I've been on Lawrence's side ever since episode 1.
Me too.
But I do not like the relationship hopping. Like, don't get out of one relationship and jump into another relationship.
Because he done been in 3 this season, right? The little bank girl, or was that season 3? That's season 3.
Well, he was just sleeping with a lot of people.
I think he was just sleeping with the bank girl.
Oh, okay.
I think Condola is like his first relationship.
Right.
Since Issa. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Issa probably done slept with more people than he have.
Issa was getting it in. Do you hear me?
Man, when that dude walked up.
Oh, TSA, man.
Listen, I was like, I do not know how I would handle that situation.
What is that noise he made?
I can't even try to do it.
Lawrence walked away and he came back and he made.
The funniest part about that whole thing is somebody saying, how y'all know each other? Like, who would say, oh, we used to get it in?
Right. I don't know.
He just pointed to himself, everybody.
No, I wouldn't do that.
He said, yeah, we used to get it in. Now, he on the date, so I think I kind of...
She wasn't paying no attention.
Yeah, I don't really think. I think TSA...
What was her name? Mazda?
Just somebody to pass the time, real for real.
Mazda.
Yeah.
But I think that she, what was I about to say about that situation? I can't even remember now. But yeah, I thought that was just so. Oh, I was gonna say what I felt like him mentioning the menu. That must be who Issa had already went to the restaurant with.
Oh, TSA, yeah, I think so too.
Remember, he said, "Did you get that such and such?"
Yeah.
Like that's what you normally get or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but I just think that the conversation that they had was so deep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But real.
It took them to some places of admission, accountability.
Yeah.
I felt like it really kind of like put them in a new place. Even if they just gonna be friends, you know what I mean?
And even like Issa was a big person to even admit her faults, and she was like, I didn't have myself together.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
But then it's almost like you know, how when people say if somebody cheat, you know, sometimes you got to take some responsibility in that too. And it was
Mhm.
almost like the stuff that she was saying, like, you know, you was doing this, we wasn't sleeping together, we wasn't talking, we wasn't, you know, like you didn't want me. And it's like that's deep because how many people feel like somebody don't want them and that's why they do this? So if you making somebody feel you got a wall up that big, what do you
Mhm.
expect them to do?
That's true. But then as a man, like I related to what Lawrence had said because he was like, you know, what was eating him up internally was like Issa getting up, going to work every day, and I'm stuck here with no job to go to. Any real man, not no dude that just want to sit up and eat your kids' fruit snacks and play PlayStation. Any real man wants to be able to provide for his household and be the, you know, provide for his woman and things like that. So I could see how that mentally probably messed with him.
Right.
But
And
I think
that's
that's where that
I got that
communication
too.
comes.
Yeah. I understood that too when he said that because I'm like you, I've always been a Lawrence fan too.
Mm-hmm.
So then like my heart went out to him that he was feeling, you know, how do you imagine me feeling getting up every morning? You know what I mean? So he ain't
Yeah.
that dude that's have a blessed day, baby. You know what
Right.
I mean?
He ain't dropping you off in your car
And late
Jody,
picking you
my
up.
Jody.
and late picking you up and don't fill the car up with gas.
Shan, what you say?
Jody, my Jody.
I stole my car, Jody.
My baby a mama's boy. He ain't never gonna leave his mama.
You know what? We doing a whole episode of just quoting movies and seeing if the other person know the line.
That's how black folks communicate.
Yeah, that is how we communicate.
It is. So, and we doing a whole show on that. So let's go ahead and wrap up this our little
segment
thing. So I'm sure we all on a consensus that we want them to be together.
Yeah, I think we are. I am.
She's not going.
You know what I just found out?
That Issa could be with me.
Shut up, E. Where is your girl at?
That
we talking about her, Issa.
You stupid.
That E ignorant because he just made
Is
what I was gonna say. What was I saying? See, I got too much stuff on my mind.
So the consensus is that
I was gonna say, this is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I didn't realize that Kelly, the girl who plays Kelly on the show, was the producer of the show and does a lot of the writing. You know, she's the writer.
Yeah, really?
Along with Ethan. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then that's what makes, I think that's what made like that episode kind of flow. Is she? I read an interview where she talked about it. Because, I mean, it was classic Issa falling soon. You know, that doggone heart at the restaurant when she came through the door to see him after they ain't had no deep conversation.
Oh, man.
She fall. I mean, and it's so Issa. You know what I mean? So.
That's got to be embarrassing.
I know. And then she goes, say, I thought everybody forgot. He was like, ain't nobody forgot.
Ain't nobody forgot.
Oh, my G. We saw it.
Oh, man.
Okay, so final closing on that, our final remarks. So what you think gonna happen, E? We only got 2 more episodes. So what you think?
2 more episodes. I'm gonna go with Shannon. I'm gonna side with her. I think Issa and Lauren's gonna try to get back together, but Condola gonna throw a monkey wrench in there. She's gonna probably be pregnant.
Okay.
Or she gave him an STD.
Shut up, E. Stupid, man.
Okay, Shan, so.
I mean, everybody know how I feel. I mean, I feel like they gonna try to get back together. And I'm gonna go with either Condola's pregnant or Condola wants to still be with Lawrence.
And so I would say that I don't know what the outcome gonna be, but it would have to be something more than just Condola wanting to be with Lawrence, because I
Mhm.
think Issa would automatically win that. So it has to, if they don't give them another
Would she
chance,
though?
yeah.
You
If
don't think
somebody,
that a plot twist would come and Lawrence would be somehow in a realization that he really did like Condola and that he might want to try
not after the evening that he had with Issa, after you lay all your stuff out like that,
lay your burdens down?
right, after you done laid
Mhm.
all of that out there and got the answers to your questions, and then stuff started making sense, and you then took responsibility, and that's the happiest you done been. No, not no girl that you're not in love with, and they wasn't in love. You know what I mean? So that's like somebody you met. So you would rather just try to get to know somebody. That ain't gonna happen. It would
I
have to be
do.
more to the story.
I
Okay.
do want to say that I am very, very happy that Lawrence has been like completely honest, like with
Mm.
women he's dealt with. Like a lot of guys don't do that, so I thought that was like pretty cool. Like he was honest with Issa about what was going on with Condola, and Issa still was down with it. Like, yo, cool. I want to stay tonight and
Right.
get my back blew out.
Exactly. So just let the record reflect that as E was doing all of that, he was proud of Lawrence for, being honest and all that. His girl walked past. So just
Listen, listen. Side note, I did that, but we went to see Jadena, and all I had to hear all night was how fine Jadena was in my ear. So
okay.
should be all right.
All right. Okay, so now let's move on to what we were discussing today. What are we discussing today?
If you caught one of your parents cheating on the other parent, would you tell?
Oh, that is what it is. Okay, right. So the question came in, and it was, if you found out that one of your parents was cheating on the other, would you say something? So, does anything play in that factor?
He said the allowance.
I mean, it depends on how much you make in a year. Like,
Shut up, E.
See, my thing is, I don't know. One, I'm the type of person who I think, and I should have even asked how old the person was, but they look collegey. But so I guess it depends on age, but I'm
that
the
was gonna be
type,
my question too.
right? I'm the type that I could, if I could know my best friend do cheating, and I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna have a conversation with him. I'm not gonna tell her. So I think that would just be a real tough situation to tell a parent that I think I may have had the conversation. I don't even know if I could have a conversation with the parent that's cheating though, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
don't know what I would do in that situation. That's a tough one.
Cause
Man.
do I want to rip my family apart? I guess what it will have to be a lot of things that came into play, because then you have to look at, like, okay, so we don't know which one. We don't know which one. Um, well, I know which one, but I always pose the questions as if one of them. So I know which one is cheating. But we're for the sake of the show, we're gonna leave it open because it could be either or. So I think that it would depend on. So let's just say, for example, your mom cheating. The mom is cheating on the dad. I
Whew.
think it would have to be if she treated the dad right, or if she was dogging him. You know what I mean? Either
Mhm.
one. Either situation. How do they treat them? Are they a happy couple? Are they not happy? Are they miserable? Because then, if that's the case, then I don't mind saying nothing, because I don't even think they should be together anyway. They ain't happy no way. It ain't like this gonna make nothing no worse. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you on that one, because it's like, if my daddy was dogging my mama, I'm mad at my daddy anyway. You got to go anyway. So how about I'm finna go? I'll tell her. Don't worry about it. I'll let her know.
You would?
I would tell. If my dad was dogging my mom and was I tell.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. But I just put that scenario in there. But what if it's the opposite scenario? What if your mom is so happy and she has no idea, and this just fall in your lap? Do you really blow up your marriage because of what you found out when you know your mama happy and like ain't no way she thinking that? You know what I mean? Because
I think I still would tell my mama. I think I would still tell my mama, because here I am, as I know, and that's just my loyalty. You know what I mean? I know that you being done wrong.
Right. And when you tell your mama,
if it ever come out that I know, my mama will be the type like, why you ain't say nothing?
So,
wait, let me just say this, E, because when Shannon tell her mama, everybody in the world gonna know, because she talks so damn loud.
The whole block will know.
Right. Everybody gonna know that her daddy cheating, because she's screaming. Go ahead.
Daddy cheating on her mama.
Right. Go ahead, E. Go ahead.
No, so like Shannon, you said your loyalty lies to your mom. So
no,
is that because
my loyalty is with both of my parents?
But you keep emphasizing your dad on your mom.
If it was my dad and my mama was cheating, I would tell my dad.
Okay.
It didn't seem like that for a minute, but go ahead.
It did. But I don't know. Maybe I think I would have that tough conversation with the cheater to see what's going on. Like, why are you doing this? What's up?
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what I would do with that information after that. Probably blackmail to get a good Christmas gift or something.
I hate you.
Because the thing about it is that you got to remember, Shan, that ain't your fire alarm, is it?
No, thank you.
I'm about to say, you told us
you got it fixed. Oh yeah, you did get it fixed.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
She said last week. It ain't been long. So now here we go. You guys are like, yeah, right? Now he think he gonna get something out of it.
Ooh.
Blackmail.
But you know how sometimes people know and you the child, so you don't know. And then you go back running your mouth like, and they end up still together. Then what?
That's the thing.
You know what I mean? So then now,
because then you can end up like Molly.
Right. Then you and one of your parents' relationship is a little strained. And then two, to be honest, you almost might lose a little respect for that parent who didn't react the way you wanted them to react.
Exactly. And I think, like you said earlier, it depends on my age. Like, if putting myself as the child, it would depend on my age. And as the old saying goes, you stay out of grown folks' business. So even if I'm an adult, those are still my parents. So I stay out of grown folks' business. That's, I understand what Shannon said. Like, you don't want neither one of your parents to be done wrong like that, though. So.
But see, my thing is, like Shannon saying, like, they be like, hey, why didn't you tell me? But I don't even see a parent being like, why didn't you tell me? Because I think that they would understand why didn't you tell me? Because that's a tough situation to be in.
They put you in the middle.
Right. Yeah. And then I just think that I wouldn't want to be the one who insert myself into that, to put that type of pain on somebody, because that's painful when people go through those type of things. So, you know, how would you be okay? You know what I mean? You got to think of some of the time the other outcomes that come with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So now, let's say divorce. Let's say uh, a big fight come out of it. Let's say,
Mm-hmm.
you know, depression come out of it. Now, you know what I mean? Now your mama ain't getting out the bed. She's so depressed. She crying. She miserable. And it's all because it's really not your fault that your daddy was cheating, but your mama didn't know it and you felt like, I gotta tell her.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, that would be a hard burden to carry. And I think that maybe, you know, you had to, like E said, I probably may have the conversation with maybe the cheating parent, or I may do like I was taught and stay in the child's place. Like they don't have, like, if she gonna find out, she gonna find out, but I ain't gonna hurt my mama like this, and I ain't gonna, because then the sad part about it is, unfortunately, there's too many people who don't even know how to separate the two, because then you start losing respect for people. Like you'll see, like when we all know, like somebody who done went through a divorce, and it's like the kids almost feel like they got to choose a side. I don't care how old they are. You see some old people, I ain't talked to him since they got a divorce and that type of thing. And then it's like, all your daddy did for you, like you have to separate how they treated your mama versus how they treated you. Those are two different relationships. And I don't think a lot of people know how to do that. And I've had to have this conversation with, you know, quite a few people who, like, I've did some life coaching before, and you do have to separate the two. Like, you can't put the burden of what your parents, how their relationship ended, and your dad was good to you. Why would you not have a relationship with your dad because him and your mama got a divorce, but your dad always been there to provide for you? You was a daddy's girl and all of that stuff. That's two different relationships.
Yeah, very much so. And then even on the spectrum, like, what's cheating? Like, does he have some news on his phone? That's it. I need my mind is, the wheels are turning in my head, so I need to know, like, are we just talking some news, or are we talking an affair? Did he just sleep with the person one time, or was it just a date?
Okay, so I gave you what I had.
Because
I really don't need, right. I don't go back and ask those questions, but it is good that you bringing it up, because I would think now it's some people who, soon as they find out, they won't even be 100% sure, and they'll run and start some mess because they just messy and they don't care who it affects. They mama, they daddy. They gonna run back and say something. They don't even know the whole story. They could see them with the lady trying to do a surprise party for their mama, and they gonna go back and holler out something was going on. But I would think a rational person would really have to, and I guess I'm the rational person, so I'm speaking from I'm a pros and cons type of girl, so this ain't nothing that I'm going to just quick make a decision on. I'm weighing out my options of, okay, what could this do? You know, who this going to affect? And these my pros, these the cons to doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you would have to take I would think you would have to take your time about something like that. And me, by the time I done made out my list of pros and cons and went back through it, maybe they ain't cheating. No.
I was about to say, maybe they didn't reconcile now. They on the Tom Joyner cruise and having fun now.
But see, that's my thing, because I remember somebody saying a long time ago, and I totally get it because I can see how they move. But they were saying that, and they are a therapist, so they know, but that people, people who are cheating don't get caught. Normally, change is what gets them caught. But if they continue to do the things that they've been doing, treating that person good and all that, and still treating the side chick good, then they don't have no problems because nobody knows. People get caught because they change their behavior, and then somebody notice, hey, what's up? You acting a little different. You're a little distant. But if you consistently doing, that's why I'm saying, you know, what if your mom is happy like E said? What if you find out, Shannon, who so I'm saying something.
I am saying something.
What if you find out why they what if you find out why they on the Tom Joyner cruise? Meaning that's how happy they are, or planning to renew their vows. Meaning that
right.
they
so are you gonna sit up and let your mama be fooled by the facade that's being put up?
Why you keep saying, Mama? I need you to say daddy something if you really gonna tell your daddy too. Cause you keep hollering out your mama.
Hey, you are being
are you gonna let your parent be fooled by the facade that's being put up? Is he really
couldn't holler out daddy?
Is this
She
something that's
couldn't.
just gonna gain him a few more years until he to figure out what he gonna be with Miss Sally or your mama? Like, I need you to
switch it up and show. You said it both of them, but you keep making this about your mama.
I said parent.
And then you went on to say, and what is he? What we waiting on him to figure out what he want to do with Miss Sally?
Yeah, you did say that.
I mean, but regardless of what if it's your mama, if it's your daddy, if it's whoever it is. I feel like, are you really going to let them be in this place where they think they in this happy marriage and they got this, you know, wonderful relationship going on? And
they are in a happy marriage.
Say that again.
Maybe they are in a happy marriage.
When somebody's cheating on you.
That don't necessarily mean you're not happy.
Right. That don't mean that you're not happy.
That don't mean that.
Oh, okay.
I've as a person that has stepped out before, it did not mean that I was unhappy. It just meant I wanted something extra.
So then what you had at home wasn't enough.
If you want to put it in that terms, yeah. I was happy.
Right, he was happy and she was happy.
Yeah.
Greedy.
Because it was Friday. I just wanted,
You know what? It's funny. Okay, so it's oh my goodness, what was I watching? I'm trying to think, and I don't even think that it was a reality show, and I think that these were real people. And the lady says, and maybe once I say it, you guys will be like, that was on whatever. But she says that she learned from her mother-in-law. Who was this? Now that's going to drive me crazy. But she said she learned from her mother-in-law that her mother-in-law told her to make sure that she paid attention to the money and watched the money, because that's how you know when somebody's cheating, because they can make you happy and you will be happy and won't even know it until you watch the money.
What you mean, like bank statements or the accounts, and that's what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah,
right. Right. Because you know, it's people, and that was the other part that she had said was, because when they can afford 2 women, they'll get 2 women. Now that goes against everything I believe in, because I can't stand, like, one of my biggest pet peeves are how people love to tell their daughters every man cheat. Like, I hate that, because it's like you just preparing them to get cheated on. Like, everybody don't cheat. Like, let's stop telling our young ladies that every man cheat. But basically that's what she was saying. But like you saying, like, how you looking at it, Shan, like, how could you be happy? But the reason why you could be happy is because you don't know. So why am I gonna make you unhappy by telling you?
That's true.
Some
But
stuff
no, like Shannon, I don't want you to
you
think
don't
like
need to know.
But I also agree with Shannon 100%. Like that's a tough spot to be in, and I don't want my parents out here, like Shannon said, looking foolish. You know, like I would never want them to be, whether it's my father or my mom.
To you, I feel like,
Right.
what if, Nikki, what if you knew my daddy was cheating on my mama, and you come to their anniversary party, you sitting next to whoever, girl, you know he over here.
I'm not that person, but here's the
I'm
thing.
not saying, I guess I'm not saying.
I know what you mean, but what I'm saying is, this is what you have to think about. If your daddy was out there clowning like that, your mom already know.
And I was going to add to that, like, what if they already know? And then
right,
by the
that's
time
what I'm
you
saying.
said something,
If it's all like that and everybody know, trust and believe, she already know.
But I think the piece we missing too here is the approach. Like, do you just be like, I mean, do you sit down and have a talk with your parent, and you know,
I don't think it's no nice way to say that.
You let your parent know, or do you send them a text message? Like what's the approach?
I don't think there's no good approach.
Well, you tell us, because you the one 100% sure you're gonna do it. Me and Eve.
Well, my mama was never cheated on by my daddy, so I don't really know nothing about that. I'm just.
She just brought up her mom again. She showed.
Right.
Oh my God.
No, I'm on the fence. Like, I agree with Shannon, but I don't know. I'm staying in the child's place.
I'm just saying, it's a lot to think about to have that type of. It will be a hard burden to carry, but it will be, I think, an even harder burden because, like, could you imagine if you, like, I be saying how people be trying to be messy and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that you would be messy because you would feel like you involved because this is your parents and all of that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I am saying is, how tragic would it be that you went and you told your mama, you know, dad cheating or whatever? What? You know, you didn't took her to tell her she's speeding home to get to your daddy to check him and get into a bad car accident.
Tears flowing down her eyes.
You know what I mean? But that's stuff that you
happens,
know.
though, yeah.
Yeah, that's real life stuff.
So
your mama
Shannon,
fall into a deep depression and stop taking care of herself and all of that.
So Shannon, would you sit? And I think if I was to tell them, this is what I would do, probably sit them both down and like, look, this is what I know.
He will get
after,
his
like
ass
I said, I confirmed.
beat. He will get his ass beat.
But after I didn't talk to the cheater.
Oh, okay. Afterwards.
After I talked to the cheater, I'm trying to shoot Shannon some bail. I'm trying to not have her out there by herself.
I feel like I stand where I stand, and I feel like y'all have valid points, but I still am where I am. I feel like.
So are you telling them? Are you telling them by themselves, or would you have both together and be like, "Yo, this is what's up"?
I think I would probably tell my mama by herself or my dad by himself.
Okay.
So you're not even asking no questions. You're just telling. You're not going to even have a conversation with the person who's having an affair to say, hey.
And I'm speaking from an honest space. I think I would be so mad with that parent that this is what you out here doing. What do we have to talk about?
So,
but then that's scary. That's dangerous too.
It probably is, but I mean that's my natural reaction. Like I would be so.
Your natural reaction could be a misunderstanding, and that's why you should.
Well, I wouldn't go prematurely. I wouldn't go prematurely. Like after I've collected my information, all that I need to know, then I would have the conversation. But no, I wouldn't like see my daddy at the library and the librarian helping him pick out a book and then go home and tell my mom.
But see, Shannon, like I've experienced Shannon even going off on me just off the cuff, just off some emotion type shit. And I wouldn't want her to do that because then you say something to your parents that you can't back. You heated, you say stuff in the moment, or you could even say some stuff that may not be true.
But again, like I said, after I have gathered information, I wouldn't go to them prematurely. You see what I'm saying? Like, I would have to know, like, are you cheating? Or did I just see you doing X, Y,
but you
and
know
Z?
how your emotions get you. So then once you got your facts and you about to tell, you hot, you ready.
Once again,
Ready to go for war.
This ain't me going off on you, E. These are my parents. You see the difference?
Isn't cheating though?
I don't know that you and I were ever having a conversation about cheating whenever you got cussed out. So
I'm just saying though.
Again, these are my parents. I would be a little more delicate to the situation. I'd still be mad, but I wouldn't be rushing.
Yeah, you would be very mad because you are screaming this entire episode as if you could say it didn't happen. But I tell you, when if people hear what me and E hear, it almost seems like you didn't been through this before.
She's speaking. She said, "I'm telling
No,
my
I don't know.
testimony."
I'm not sure. I don't know what else to do. I'm sorry. I mean,
yeah, and see, and I think
if I turn it down any lower, I can't hear y'all. So,
that's okay because I just took one of my earphones off because my head was starting to hurt. But
I think that's just something she's passionate about, and I appreciate it because I wouldn't know, Shannon. I really wouldn't know what to do.
One of them things. Or you ever seen a meme where people be like, "I'm not mad" or "I'm not screaming. I'm just speaking."
Yeah.
But the other thing about it is, Shan, is we're just having the conversation and posing the difficult what if questions, and you seem emotional. It almost seems as if you would be reacting out of emotion. And you keep saying, I'm going to find out all the facts and stuff like that. I don't know if you would really find out all the facts.
Well, you can't go to somebody like that and just say, he's cheating. Well, can you produce any receipts? I feel like that's with anybody you bring that information to.
Okay, so
how you going to get the receipts?
Now she's going to follow her daddy.
How does anybody get receipts?
Gonna put a track on this car and all of this all of this get a private investigator.
She about to face ID.
I don't know how I would do it, but I wouldn't go to my mom prematurely or my father prematurely without having something to support my claim.
Okay, so because as much as E trying to help you out, me and him still on the same page. So that's why I'm
still on the fence though.
I'm right. We on the fence of what we're gonna do. You know for sure this is what you're gonna do. So that's why I'm directing my questions to you. So you telling them what is your expectation from them after you tell them?
That's a good
Obviously,
question.
there is some talks that need to be had. I mean, how they deal with it is how they deal with it. I can't say because I'm not them. But I can't see myself knowing that one of my parents is out here being hurt and me not say nothing. That's just me.
So then if you go to your mom and say that, and she says to you,
so am I.
No. We got an open relationship. We've been doing this for years. Right.
I'm not going to be out here letting you look like a fool. I wouldn't do it to daddy. And that's what it is. Now, how y'all take care of that is how y'all take care of that. But I'm telling you that's where I stand with it.
So then does your relationship, like if your mom and dad, if she okay, with it or whatever, does your relationship change with your parents?
Well, I guess I would need my parents to tell me how they feel about that. I can't, what I mean? If they feel like, you stuck your nose in some business that was not yours and you know what, I'm good with you. Okay, well then if you're mad at me because you was out here being disloyal and breaking my mother's heart, then whatever, it is what it is. I catch you when I catch you. Whatever.
So,
and I want you to know that if it were her with you, I would have done the same thing. And I made my peace with it.
So then if they say, so you say that, so then you like, okay, now it's uncomfortable than a mug on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Man.
I got to go to their house for Thanksgiving.
See?
Ooh.
Now, see, that's the thing. Now the whole dynamic of the family didn't change because one person inserted themselves thinking that they were helping. And I ain't gonna have my mom
I
out here
just
looking
really
like a
can't
fool.
believe I'm being ridiculed for my loyalty to my parents.
No, we're not ridiculing you at all.
I'm playing angel's advocate of thinking things out, and these are the things that happen because I think that we make a lot of decisions not thinking about all of the stuff that comes afterwards. That's why we have so many foolish men who will go out and cheat and then lose his whole family and all of that type of stuff. Not thinking out that there are every action
has a reaction.
Right.
Tell them. Preach.
So, and sometimes one of my favorite quotes, good intentions don't always bring out good results. It's been a whole lot of times people have very good intentions and the worst things come out of them good intentions.
Listen, first thing we're going to have to do is hit the liquor store if we're going to have this conversation. No way I'm getting through this sober.
Yeah, I mean that, and unfortunately, you know, these are real life issues that we discuss, and I just can't even imagine being the one who had that burden to carry.
Yeah, because whether that was I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like whether that was a hypothetical question posed or not, there probably is somebody in the world right now that like has to go through that.
I think
my questions
we're
real
with all three of us. I feel like.
Yeah. So somebody dealing with that right now, like they're in a tough spot, and I can only imagine. Like I pray they whatever decision they do, I hope it works out for them.
Because the other flip side of it is, like I said, it's just so many things. Like we, you know, that just happens to be that question. But the thing is, you're so passionate and about the affair. But if we know people get dogged every day and mistreated, and hardly nobody says anything. And to me, that's almost worse than cheating some of the time.
So then, okay, so I have so Shannon, you tell your parent that, one of them cheated.
Stop ridiculing me for being rude to my family.
Well, I tell y'all what, if I find anything out about either one of y'all, I won't say a word.
Please don't.
Right. We just told don't. We good. We good.
But what if the other one goes out for revenge? Do you tell that too?
No, I feel like this would really have to be.
So it would be okay for one.
It would be like, yeah, you getting what you deserve, so I ain't telling you. Oh wow.
Wow, Shannon.
Oh boy.
No, I would not. You just as wrong. Why would you? If you feel like you gotta get revenge, why are you staying?
She tried to do the thing from this.
You need to stick to your bail. Where is your bail at?
Oh, wait a minute. It's right here. Oh my God.
So you wouldn't tell if they got revenge?
No, I would tell if they were getting revenge. I would ask them, so if you feel like you got to go this route, why you staying? Because this finna just be a back and forth.
No.
I'll make it say, Shannon, we've been doing this for years. I don't even know if I'm your real dad.
Jokes on you. We just want to see if you was gonna tell.
But I still love you like you mom. Bring it on in. Get this hug. Bring it on in.
Exactly.
They love you.
You old enough now to know what we've been doing. So bring it on in. That's what we do. That's what we do. But you still mine. You look
and don't let nobody tell you different.
Right, don't let nobody. You look like Kenneth, but you mine.
Man. If anybody
No
going through that,
conversation.
Shannon will tell for you. She got you.
Won't she?
And would.
Shannon got
Hey,
you.
this is Shannon from Nikki B and Friends. And,
I want to let you know that Lester. What if
what the damn got to do now? Got to be Lester though.
Oh man.
where they call the other spouse and let them know they was cheating? That would be messed. That would be messed
That's
up.
a whole nother conversation, because it's almost like it was a question before, and we don't even have time, but we might be able to make it. But it's like when you receive an anonymous information, like, do you even pay any attention to it? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's go ahead and wrap things up. I feel like I need to put a slow jam on for Shannon to calm her down.
Bring her spirits down.
Right, the quiet storm.
Yeah.
So, E, I'm gonna let you go on ahead first, cause Shannon, we gotta
This
bring
is
her
for
back
the
down.
lovers in the house.
Right. Before Shannon blow up your household.
Right.
The lovers and ex-lovers. So go ahead with your closing remarks.
I just want to say rest in peace, George Floyd, and Black Lives Matter.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Okay.
I can respect that.
Yeah, we did a moment of silence earlier, but okay. Now we didn't hear actor ignorant. Now he want to end it like that, and then we supposed to say something. Now we supposed to say something about the subject. Like, who does that?
I know.
I was trying to take
I
the
have to
heat off.
start doing
I'm
up some
sorry.
contracts up on here. I gotta put some clauses in, and now we done did a moment of silence for this brother, and all of this. Now is your final remark. All I gotta say is, now what we supposed to say? Nothing. We're gonna end the show with that. So please follow us at Nikki B and Friends. B and Friends on Facebook, and Nikki B _ and Friends on Instagram and Twitter. We don't have nothing else to say. Rest in peace, George Floyd. This speaker is awful. Oh, because it's not coming through the speaker, it's coming through my phone.